G'day everyone and welcome to Brushes with Beck. In this video I'm going to be drawing this egret that you see in my reference photo. Now I have actually altered the background colour of my reference so that it more accurately matches my paper colour that I'm using, although it's not well represented in the video. And this allows me to more easily reflect colours and tonal values in the piece. Now this video is compilation of a few things. It's about practicing values, so your lights and your darks, and also practicing color matching and how to draw whites. Because I'm drawing an almost entirely white bird, but I'm not using very much white at all, because in an image like this, especially with very high contrast, only the very brightest of highlights is actually going to be white in your image. So I do hope you get something out of this video. So I hope this video is useful to you in learning those things. So if you like this content, please like the video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below. Please subscribe to my channel and remember to hit that notification bell button when you do so you can be notified of all of my uploads every week. Now, as you can see, I'm going in with a variety of different colours. I've done the feet first, mostly because they're on the left-hand side of my image and they're right-handed, but it made it very easy to just lay in some black tones, and I've only added a touch of colour in that highlight there. On the wing, as you can see, I've gone in with some ochre colours. I've used a little bit of violet and blues and a bit of green there. I'm actually using the Derwent Drawing pencils mostly for this image, with a few Polychromos here and there, but mostly I'm just using the Derwent Drawing range. So that's Mars Violet, Green Shadow, and I think Solway Blue that I've mostly used through that wing. So there's really not a lot of white on there. I'm popping in white over the top to brighten up those bright edges, and they will pop more once I add more of the darks in, and you will see why I haven't used a heap of white. Now for the bird's body, that is in a lot of shadow cast by the wing because the sun is overhead. So there's a lot of colour tones in here and basically no white at all. And this is where it really makes your bird look more realistic, and your bird will still look white even though you haven't used white, because the shadows and the highlights together give the impression of what colour your bird is supposed to be. Your eye is tricked into seeing white feathers even though you haven't drawn with white. So it's about drawing what you see in your reference photo instead of drawing what you think you see, which is white feathers. Now I'm going in with a variety of tones, like I said, ochres, dark browns, the Solway Blue, and blending out with some Green Shadow and the lighter tone blue. Actually, that is the Solway Blue. I'm thinking of the mid-tone blue that I'm using quite a bit in there. And as you can see, it's really sort of darkening up the body of the bird. And at the moment, it might look a little bit out of place, but once I get that final wing in, you will see how it all really comes together. Now, the reason I chose this tone of paper, this is I call it a pale blue-grey. This is the Canson Matons paper. It is the reverse side with the fine texture, and this is, that light blue-grey paper. Now, I chose this colour because it is sort of a mid-tone of the piece. I can go dark with my darks and they stand out, and go bright with my highlights and they really stand out. The other option I could have gone for this piece was a very dark paper, so that the shadows were lighter than the paper as well as the highlights. That would have been an option, and then the bird would have still popped out. But I wanted to show you in this video how to emphasize those darker areas and those really bright areas to really help make your piece look realistic, because it is those values and that are going to make your piece look realistic. Which is why it's important when you're drawing white feathers that are in a shadowed area that you're not using white. You need to use those darker browns and blues and greens. Whatever colours are in your image are reflected onto that bird or cast onto the bird from the wing. You need to be using those darker colours, because that dark shadow value is really what's going to help make it look realistic in contrast to the bright white highlights. And as you can see, I've laid in some colour on the beak and the face there. I've done the eye, and really tried to boost that contrast in the skin around the eye and under the neck there, getting hints of the shape of the neck and the form of the bird. So as I'm adding colour on the far wing here, you can see I haven't gone in with white either. I've gone in with, I think, warm grey and then like an ivory colour and some ochre, add a little bit of white over the top and some Solway blue to blend things out, and then darkening it up again because there are overlapping feathers, and with the sun behind them, they are creating darker areas as they overlap each other and the brighter areas at the tips of the wings. So it's really important to capture all the locations where the darks and the lights are to correctly depict the animal that you are drawing. As you can see here, I'm just darkening up the body a bit because I felt that wasn't quite dark enough. I'm popping some brown over some of those blues just so they're not quite so blue. So this was a really quick study for me. It only took me 45 minutes. It was on an A5 piece of paper, so not very big. But I find it really important to do these quick little studies so that you can better develop your eye for working from photos, and also to just improve your technique and improve your color theory and improve your values and get a more realistic looking image. And you can see that even just a quick study like this, if you're getting the values right, it can look quite realistic even if it's a very small, simple piece. So thank you very much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed this video. Once again, give it a thumbs up if you liked it, comment down below, and remember to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell button. Until next time, stay creative.